Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Chris. In this channel, we're all about self-development and pushing ourselves to the next level. In this episode today, I'm going to be talking about 5 Stoic lessons that translate perfectly into the cold plunge and how they help deal with the modern world. So if you're new to this channel, I post daily cold plunges, and that is an effort to every day get 1% better. And that is the whole purpose of this channel, and I'm looking to bring a community together for that. So as part of my own self-development, I got into Stoicism because I wanted to be able to control my emotion, to think pragmatically about the world around us, and also to be able to expand my understanding of the world. So if you've never heard of Stoicism, it's basically a philosophy of thinking, and it primarily comes from ancient Greece, and we also have a couple of Romans in there as well, all the way through to the modern day. So you're talking about people that were around 2,000 years ago, and that's the beauty of when you read a book like Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. He was the Roman emperor at a time it was pretty turbulent. There's quite a lot of invasions going on, and you probably know him from Gladiator 1. I have to say Gladiator 1 now because I'm bringing out Gladiator 2. Completely irrelevant topic, but it's my favourite film. Gutted, but hopefully it's going to be good. Fingers crossed. He wrote a journal that he never expected to be published, so this is the most important and most powerful man in the ancient world, and he's kind of putting down his thoughts, his feelings. Why does he think like that? And like I said, he never expected them to be published. So it's interesting when you read his words. They are honest. They cover so many ranges of topics, from literally how to get out of bed in the morning to people that he doesn't like, to how to cope with idiots and stupid people, I think he describes them as. Like, how do you come across those people every day, but also how to respond to challenging situations. So I'm going to give you my top 5 Stoic lessons that translate perfectly into the cold plunge, but also that's just the start. The cold plunge is the teacher, and then you can take these out into the wider world. So the aim of these 5 Stoic laws is to help make it possible and how to apply them to everyday life. Stoicism teaches us how to face challenges with strength, resilience and intention. Again, the foundations of this channel, and the cold plunge is just one of the testing grounds. But these principles reach far and beyond it. So let's jump in with the top 5 Stoic laws for the cold plunge and for modern life. So number 1. This is something very deep in my being, which is don't suffer imagined troubles. So the principle of this comes from Seneca, who wrote, "We suffer often more in imagination than in reality." I literally have this as a screensaver on my phone because I needed to be reminded. And when you're going through a certain hardship in your life, sometimes we can catastrophize and we can blow them out of proportion. And just remembering that our imagination makes the world, and especially when you're watching modern day news, it just blows it out of proportion. So just bringing it down. So how often do we build up anxiety about something before it even happens? A great example is going to the gym, or whether it's a difficult conversation, a big presentation, or even a small task that we've been putting off. We tend to imagine that the worst possible outcomes. In reality, most of these things aren't as bad as we think they will be. And this is why the cold plunge is a great example. So from personal experience, there'll be lots of mornings, most mornings to be honest with you, if not all mornings, let's be honest, where I'm lying in bed, I'm so nice and toasty and warm. It's great. We're in the middle of like coming into autumn in England. It's just great. The sun's not been out for days, and I'm like, I don't want to do the cold plunge. And I have this conversation with myself, and if you watch Joe Rogan, he calls it the inner female dog. So when I'm preparing for a cold plunge, I notice that my mind often creates resistance. It starts to tell me, this is going to be awful, you're not ready for it. But the moment I step in, This is where the routine, the daily wins, the habit kicks in. I step into that water, you get that initial cold shock, but then I'm like, I've been here and said it. I've done it hundreds of times now, hundreds. So everything's going to be okay. And that feeling is manageable. And that lesson carries over. When we face a challenge head on, without letting our imagination run wild, we often find it is much easier to handle with than we first thought. This is something that we can apply every day. So next time you catch yourself worrying about the imagined troubles, remember, deal with what's real, not what's in your mind. Number 2, respond as the person that you want to be. This is all about being your own hero. In modern day society, we seem to squash and kind of push heroes down, or we build them up just to knock them back down. So be your own hero. Be the hero in your own movie. Marcus Aurelius advises, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. This isn't just about the cold plunge, it's about every situation in life where you're being tested. Every day we face moments where you can either react emotionally or you can react with intention. Say you're dealing with a tough customer at work or someone that cuts you off in traffic. It's easy to respond with frustration. We've all been there. To lash out. But instead we can ask, how would my best self respond to this? And you will often notice this in yourself. I find it, if I'm prickly and I react, something's not right. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's something else going on. I could be stressed at work. There could be family stuff going on. I could be overthinking things, which is just about the previous law. It's finding that moment to zoom out. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You won't even remember about it tomorrow. So try not to react with emotion. Most of our biggest mistakes that we make and most of our biggest regrets are from reacting with emotion. I practice this going into the cold plunge. So instead of tensing up and panicking and freaking out, I want to relax, I want to breathe, I want to embody calmness, stillness, discipline. My body is screaming out to get out. It does that every time. My mind is getting stronger and I know I can control what my body says. And it's having that control of that initial reaction that you can take forward in life. And this is all about stress coping. So when you're in a stressful situation, take a breath, don't react straight away. A good example is when you get an email that you don't like, never respond with emotion. Always leave it to the next day. Think about it. So over time, this becomes natural to carry out this response into daily life. So next time you face a challenge, try responding as the person that you want to be. Be the hero in your own movie. The more you do this, the more your ideal self will come out. And it's all about 1% a day. My number 3, put yourself in uncomfortable situations. In modern day life, it's so easy, like I was describing before, just to stay in bed and pretend everything's going to be fine if you just don't take any action in life. Epictetus tells us difficulties are things that shows a person what they really are. The Stoics knew that growth didn't come from staying comfortable. In today's world, it's so easy to avoid discomfort. We have instant access to entertainment, convenience, and comfort at every turn. But if we always choose the easy path, we will miss out on real growth. So the cold plunge is a powerful tool, and is a powerful way to practice discomfort in a controlled way. It pushes me every morning to remind me that I can handle this. It is uncomfortable, and when uncomfortable things come up in real life, this is a teacher. It teaches you your true self, and when these things come around in real everyday life, how will you react to it? If you make it a habit to embrace small discomforts like a cold shower, for example, I mentioned in a previous video, like a challenging workout or a difficult task at work, you'll find yourself ready for the unexpected challenges that life throws at you. So don't shy away from the hard things, seek them out. You will grow because this is the way that will make you stronger. So number 4, consistency is key. It doesn't matter how small the win, but they all add up at the end of the day. They all compound. So Marcus Aurelius reminded us, If it's not right, do not do it. If it's not true, do not say it. When we commit to consistency, we are reinforcing discipline, a core principle of Stoicism. In the modern world, there's an idea that if you can't do something perfectly, it's not worth doing. But in truth, small and consistent actions massively compound over time. Whether it's a daily cold plunge or a morning meditation, or just setting aside 10 minutes a day to work on a project, consistency matters more than intensity. In the long run, the benefits compound. Showing up every day, even just for a short time, builds confidence, builds resilience, and builds those habits. So in whatever you're trying to improve on, whether it's health, learning, or productivity, don't worry about doing it all perfectly. Just focus on doing a small bit at a time, and you will thank yourself for it. It's getting into those habits. So remember, consistency is key. And finally, number 5. So Aristotle famously said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but it's a habit. So in today's world, we often see success as a series of big achievements, but the Stoics taught us that real success is built on through daily actions. Each day is a chance to make a small decision that aligns with our overall goals, and these add up. You'll often hear about, when investing, about compound interest and why if you invest now, in 20-30 years you'll double your money, or whatever the case may be. And that is the same with daily wins, and this is why I keep going on about the daily wins and the daily cold plunge. These are all compounded effects that make you a better version of the person that you can be, and everyone has that potential in them. So when I take a cold plunge every morning, I'm reinforcing my commitment to resilience and discipline. It's a small victory. It's a daily win. And this sets the tone for the day. So by building up daily wins, we're creating habits that define who we are. We're not shying away, we're getting up early, we want to be in bed, but we said, no, we're not going to do that because that's the easy option. We're going to go into water that's freezing, and we're going to breathe, and we're going to get through that. We don't want to do that, but we're putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations, and we're doing this consistently. You can see how in this video, we're building it up layer by layer. So by building daily wins, we're creating a habit that defines who we are. So whether it's committing to a workout, sticking to a task, or following through on a goal, know that each small win is shaping you. The more you reinforce this habit, the closer you become to being the best version of you. And hopefully on the autobiography, we can share these experiences together and help support each other. So those are my 5 Stoic laws for the cold plunge. I think modern day world, it's easy to be overwhelmed, discouraged, distracted, but these principles help us stay grounded. So remember, don't suffer imagined troubles. Respond as the person that you want to be. Seek growth and discomfort. Stay consistent, and remember, your habits shape who you are. And that's how you see the cold plunge just isn't a physical challenge, it's a mental one as well. They're going to help you be the best version that you can be. And it's a daily opportunity to practice these Stoic laws and become stronger in the mind and body. So thanks very much for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. I hope you can take these laws away and add them into your own life. Thanks very much again for watching. I'll see you